Yeah, friends, good afternoon. I'm P.S. Satyarthi from Global College of Law, and we were taking forward IPC 60, in which we had covered all background papers and background position, mela se and mela prohibita we had covered. Voluntary Act we were discussing. See, IPC 1860, if we are able to understand the background properly and also the concept behind IPC properly, things will be enough. So here my attempt is that I should make this clear, and after that we will start further sections and all the chapters also. See, as we had discussed that mens rea word as such is not mentioned in anywhere in IPC, but every offense and every term has been defined in a proper way, complete way, in a way that mens rea, the element of mens rea is also defined at all the points wherever it is necessary, for which we had also seen certain examples like dishonestly section 24 is there, fraudulently section 25, reason to believe section 26, and voluntarily section 39. So that likewise, not only this is not say complete list, it is an exemplary, only illustrative list is there. Certain other terms may also you will find from place to place. In this regard, in conclusion, we had told that maxim has no longer applicable and the statutes are to be regarded as themselves prescribing the mental element which is prerequisite to a conviction. So mens rea is an essential element of crime in every penal statute, unless the same either expressed or by necessity implication is ruled out by the statute. Mela se and mela prohibita we had seen and discussed also. Mela prohibita also we had discussed yesterday. And after that, we shall come forward about the voluntary conduct. A man is guiltless if his movements which led to the harm were involuntary. For example, nurse putting the child behind a large fire by thinking that it's a log of wood. उसे पता नहीं है तो इनवॉलंटरी है, तो वो मेंस रिया नहीं है उसमें, और उसके फोरसाइट ऑफ द कंसिक्वेंसेस नहीं है और कोई हार्म हो जाता है. सो इन सच केस पनिशमेंट विल नॉट बी बेस्ड ऑन मेंस रिया, दो मे बी अदरवाइज. डायरेक्ट नॉलेज टू योर सेंसेस हियर द प्रोबेबिलिटी इज वेरी हाई against to commit the act against law. To produce a stolen good, theft, to take possession without the consent of the owner. See, somebody purchases anything got in theft, इसका नॉलेज आपके सेंसेस में है कि ये चोरी का माल बेच रहा है, so you are also responsible, or anybody who does so is also responsible. Intention, recklessness and negligence also we had seen. Intention denotes the state of mind of a man who not only foresees but also desires the possible consequences of his conduct. Intent is very important thing. There cannot be intention unless there is also a foresight. Foresight of the consequences here it is talked. A man cannot intend to do a thing unless he desires to do it. जब तक उसकी इच्छा नहीं है तब तक वो नहीं कर सकता. Recklessness intention cannot exist without foresight, but foresight can exist without intention. See, एक खाड़ी में देखें पता चलेगा खाई में कि कितना गहरा है, यदि कोई आदमी गिर जाता है तो बचेगा नहीं. तो ये फोरसाइट तो है, लेकिन इंटेंशन गिरने का या गिराने का नहीं है. हाँ, सो रेकलेसनेस thereby knowingly runs the risk of bringing about the unwished result. This state of mind is called reckless, some future of recklessness. Man who is reckless may prefer that the contemplated event shall not happen, or he may not care whether it happens or not. In both these situations, that person does not desire the event to happen. Right? See, misnomer and recklessness. Most of these misnomers create more confusion as to the true meaning recklessness instead of clarifying them. See, what happens? Misnomer is what? More confusion. Only two states of mind which constitute mens rea. Vicarious liability at common law, negligence. We had discussed vicarious liability and also negligence. Negligence and criminal liability we had also discussed. Difference between negligence and recklessness also we had discussed. Negligent and neglect also discussed. Statutory offences we had discussed. See, an offence is basically a violation of law. In legal parlance, the word offence is generally constituted as a criminal wrong. Hence, offence means a wrong in penal law. The Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 defines offence as an act or omission made punishable by any law for the time being in force and includes any act in respect of which a complaint may be made under Section 20 of the Cattle Trespass Act 1871. 1 of 1871. इसका नंबर भी है 1, 1871 का पहला नंबर है. This is a guideline for offences relating to this code, but there are other types of the offences too, the ones that are created by different statutes, like those related to taxation, national security, etc., that are commonly referred to as statutory offences. Mens rea is a statutory offence. Any statutory offence, mens rea is not counted. See, before a criminal is made liable, he should be proven to have some blameworthy mental condition, mens rea. For example, when someone attacks you, then causing injury to him in private defense is not a crime, but causing injury with the intention of a revengeful spirit is a crime. See, in defense, if any injury is caused, it is not a crime, but at the same time, if with revengeful spirit it is done, it is crime. See, this is the reason why mens rea is not mentioned in the act, and every way mens rea angle is different. Angle is different. So these things, for that, certain law cases also given there. R versus Prince, Brand versus Evans. So these cases to be seen by students and to be understood very well. In case any problem comes there and they are not able to understand, can contact any of the professors of a college, including me. I will help. See, because I want that our students should be well up to date about the intricacies and nuances of the act. And it is possible only then when we read and understand in a proper way. Criminal liability का variance क्या है? Variations in criminal liability. Mistake, condition to be fulfilled for availing mistake of fact is a defense. Section 76 and 79 of IPC. See, mistake must relate to fact and not to law. Mistake of law is not a bliss and it is not excusable. Yes, but to some extent of mistake of fact is excusable. Intoxication in public place. See, thus we have come to the conclusion that an act done by me against my will is not my act. An act done by me against my will is not my act. Defense of compulsion under section 94 of IPC, except murder and offences against the state, punishable with death. Defense of necessity 81 of IPC is based on the maxim, as we already discussed, 100 लोगों की जान बचाने के लिए गलती से एक आदमी की जान चली जाती है तो डिफेंस ऑफ नेसेसिटी सेक्शन 81 लागू होगा. बट दिस शुड बी ऑनेस्ट डील. इफ इट इज ऑनेस्ट और लाइट अकॉर्डिंगली लीगली एबनॉर्मल पर्सन्स किसे कहा गया है. सॉवरेन कोई काम करता है तो दैट इज एबनॉर्मल पर्सन. इंसेन माइंड करता है दैट इज एबनॉर्मल पर्सन है. ट्रेजन बहुत वैसे अंडरस्टैंड करना है. नो लीगल डिस्टिंक्शन बिटवीन वेरियस रिकॉग्नाइज्ड नॉर्म्स ऑफ टेकिंग पार्ट ऑफ commission of such offence. Slightest share in treason is regarded as heinous. Very slightest share in treason, any traitorship like any crime against state or sovereign is treated to be very heinous. No activity in a misdemeanor is considered as heinous, and no formal distinction between it and any less prominent mode of taking part in the offense. See, we have to understand three things: treason, misdemeanor, felony. This to be understood very well. See, felony is used for all big crimes like murder, loot. Misdemeanor is for small offenses. Treason is very well understood, as we are told, against sovereign. There is no excuse. Even a little your share is found, it will be taken seriously. So this is to be understood very well. And misdemeanor also we have told, and accordingly misdemeanor to be understood and taken care. Now onwards we will start taking section wise. You know, in every act, section 1 speaks about the title and extent of the code. So here, title is Indian Penal Code and its extent is whole of India. Earlier it was only for India barring J&K, but after abrogation and termination of section 370 and 35A, now it is applicable in whole of India, because now Jammu and Kashmir doesn't have status of a state, but it has been divided in 3 parts and all 3 union territories. So it is directly controlled by the government of India as per the provisions laid down in the Constitution of India. So now this act is also applicable. Section 2, punishment of offences. Always in almost all sections only definition and interpretation is given. Here section 3, punishment of offences committed beyond but which by law may be tried within India. जो इंडिया में ट्राई किए जा सकते चाहे बेशक बाहर हुए हो, तो सेक्शन 3 इसके बारे में बताता है. सेक्शन 4, extension of scope to extra territorial offences. The provision for this code may also apply to any offence committed by any citizen in India in any place without and beyond India. Any person on any ship of aircraft registered in India, if he commits any suicide, section 4 is there. Section 5, certain laws not to be affected by this act. Section 5, very good on this thing. Section 5 speaks, there are certain acts which nothing in this act shall affect the provisions of any act for punishment, mutiny, and desertion of officers, soldiers, sailors, or airmen in the service of the government of India, or the provisions of any special local law. See, suppose any other provision law is there, so section 5 speaks that there will be isolation, means section IPC will not prevail upon those acts. Section 6 speaks about the general exceptions. General exceptions means when any offense is happening or any crime is happening, throughout this code every definition is an offense every penal provision and every illustration of every such definition of penal provision shall be understood subject to the exception contained in the chapter entitled General Exceptions. General exception में जितने भी वो है उनके साथ साथ पढ़ा जाएगा. तो those exceptions are not repeated in such definition penal provision. हालांकि इनको बार बार रिपीट नहीं किया गया, लेकिन एक चैप्टर है जनरल एक्सेप्शंस का सेक्शन 6 से सेक्शन 52A तक. एंड जो हमें समझना चाहिए, एनी क्राइम हैपन्स बट इफ इट कम्स इन द परव्यू ऑफ जनरल एक्सेप्शंस which are defined from section 6 to section 52A. So law relating to punishment will be stumbled by this section. This section is very simple. When you read study IPC, you will come to know. Government servant, see public servant, section 40 to 21. The word of servant of government denote any officer or servant continued, appointed or employed in India by or under the authority of government. The word judge denotes not only every person who is officially designed as a judge, but also every person who is empowered by law to give any legal proceeding, civil or criminal, a definitive judgment or a judgment which is not appealed against would be definitive, or a judgment which is confirmed by some other authority would be definitive, or who is one of the body of persons, which body of persons is empowered by law to give such a judgment. A collector exercises jurisdiction of a suit under section 10 of 1859 is a judge. See, there are many other laws. A magistrate exercises jurisdiction in respect of a charge on which he has power to sentence, to fine or punishment with or without appeal is a judge. A member of a panchayat which has power under regulation 7 1816 of the Madras Code to try and determine suits is a judge. A magistrate exercises jurisdiction in respect of a charge on which he has power not only to commit but for trial to another court is not a judge. See, here things are defined in a very proper way, which these illustrations and exceptions to be understood very well. See, section 22nd speaks about movable property. The word movable property are intended to include corporal property of every description except land and things attached to the earth or permanently fastened to anything which is attached to the earth. Movable property को define किया है. Wrongful gain, wrongful loss, dishonestly and fraudulently. Wrongful gain means any gain, illegal gain is called wrongful gain. Wrongful loss, any loss happened due to illegal action or illegal process is dishonestly, very simple to understand. Fraudulently, for that section 23, 24, 25. Wrongful gain, wrongful loss, dishonestly 24 and fraudulently 25 to be understood. See, these are all things which very important. If you go to study this, you will understand that yes, IPC is very substantive law. Incomplete it is. Document and valuation security. You know, certain documents are of high value. Section 29 and 30. The word document denotes any matter expressed or described under any substance by means of letters, figures or marks, or by more than one of those means intended to be used or which may be used as evidence of that matter. See, these are some illustrations are also there to be understood well. See, students should study this part of the act with a proper sense. Common intention and common object, you know, section 34, section 149, section 34, common intention is there, but common intention exclusively cannot be a crime. This to be understood, because crime has not happened. Intention means only intention was there. When a criminal act is done by several persons in furtherance of the common intention of all, each of such person is liable for that act in the same manner as if it is done by him alone. Suppose any one person does, or in a group some people make a common intention to do any act which is punishable as per law, will be punished. इसी तरह से common object is defined in section 149. It's an offence is committed by any member of an unlawful assembly in prosecution of the common object of that assembly, or such as the members of that assembly knew to be likely to be committed in prosecution of that object. Every person who at the time of the committing of that offence is a member of the same assembly is guilty of that offence. See, all persons included in that object available found at the time of happening or occurring of that wrong, so they are liable. For that, section 149 is common object, common intention, section 34. But at the same time, I want to tell you, section 34 is not substantive, because substantive means 149 is substantive. So exclusively section 34 will not bear that nature of the crime. So when both two are there together with, so substantive punishment will be given as per substantive act done. Wrongful restraint and wrongful confinement, see section 339, 334, किसी को गलत तरीके से रोकना और गलत तरीके से उसको कन्फाइन करना है. So this is to be understood well. It is all wrong and punishable. So cheating, criminal misappropriation, criminal breach of trust. Section 415 comes for cheating. Whoever by deceiving any person fraudulently or dishonestly induces the person so deceived to deliver any property to any person, or to consent that any person shall retain any property, such comes under the cheating. Cheating, very well to understand, it is deceiving any person fraudulently or dishonestly. So here mens rea is in fraudulent or dishonestly. This to be understood. 415 section. These all are some important things to be understood very well. And dishonest misappropriation of property comes under section 403. Whosoever dishonestly misappropriates or converts to his own use any movable property shall be punished with imprisonment of either description of a term which may extend up to 2 years, or with fine, or with both. So these are certain that things which come frequently we have to understand and define. Now time is enough and this cassette will go long. So I want to conclude, and I thank everybody who attended and who will read it, study it, this video, watch it. For video watching, it is called watching, not seeing. And our law students, I'm sure they will subscribe to this channel of the college, and also other my friends who use, because IPC is a very interesting subject. Here I have tried to go in the background of this act in a very in depth, because when we study this IPC further, it will help us understand IPC in a proper way. So thank you very much. Thank you so much.